20-year-old Formula One driver Lando Norris navigated the circuit of the Americas flawlessly in his crossover to IndyCar for the series iRacing Challenge. The McLaren F1 sophomore is a seasoned sim racer and led 15 of the 32 virtual laps. Not bad for a first-time IndyCar victory against a full grid of experienced pros. Norris drives touring cars, sports cars, and open-wheel machines. IndyCar and F1 share the circuit of the Americas, but Norris used his experience in sim racing to his advantage nonetheless. We discussed his love for sim racing.
Lando, first of all, congratulations on the first place. Secondly, I wanted to thank you because I picked you first in the IndyCar Fantasy Challenge this week, so I appreciate it. I'm actually celebrating here with my Zoom background from the circuit.
Yeah, I see. Nice. Thank you.
I wanted to ask you because I know some of the other Formula One drivers sometimes have been mixed on whether or not to be part of sim racing. So you have someone like Kimi Räikkönen who says, I don't care for it. Then you have another star like Charles Leclerc who says, I want to put smiles on the faces of people across the world. And I feel like you fall into that latter category. You've really enjoyed being part of this. How much have you enjoyed basically entertaining this racing community across the globe right now, especially during the pandemic?
Well, I've been streaming for the last 3 years on Twitch and doing things like this. Obviously not on as big of a scale because everything's ramped up a lot in the last few weeks because of the situation we're in. But I was the first driver on Twitch. I was the first guy to really try and give the fans more things to look at, more behind the scenes or what an F1 driver is actually like. So it's good, that a lot of the other drivers, such as Charles and Alex and George and some of the IndyCar guys as well, are streaming and showing themselves a lot more of them probably at home or in a garage or something, which is something you never normally see. So I've loved it, and that's why I started doing it 2 or 3 years ago, was to give the fans this perspective of a Formula One driver or a race driver. It's positive that more and more drivers are getting into it and streaming.
I also wanted to ask you just about getting an opportunity to renew your rivalry with Colton Herta from Formula 4 and what it was like to do that here in IndyCar.
It was really good fun. I've missed Colton because we had a lot of great laughs back in 2015 and 2016 as well. I think it was a good time growing up, and we're both very immature back then, and whatever we were, 14 years old. We were very young, and it was just good fun to be able to race against him now. Us. Thankfully, I can say I was ahead of him for a lot of it, but at the same time, to be racing in some ways against him was good fun. And he even sent me this little message, which I will happily read out. I'm just gonna say, if you try to lap me, I'll take you out. Fair warning. That was his little text to me before the race. So when I was ahead of him under the caution, I was actually getting quite worried that he was going to do something stupid and send a dive bomb into turn 1 or something. But yeah, being able to race against him was nice, and I'm sure in the next few races, hopefully that I can join in we can continue them.
Norris could be back this weekend for the quote-unquote dream track for the virtual IndyCar finale. IndyCar says the 6th and final round of the virtual racing series will take place Saturday at the storied Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The finale will be open to full-time IndyCar teams, iRacing Challenge winners, and the Indianapolis 500 winner. Meanwhile, real racing could be on the horizon. All eyes are on NASCAR as it races toward a restart. The governor of North Carolina says NASCAR can hold the Coca-Cola 600 without fans at Charlotte Motor Speedway at the end of the month of May if health conditions do not deteriorate in the state. NASCAR, like other sports, has been shut down for weeks because of the coronavirus pandemic. The crisis shifted the NFL draft to Commissioner Roger Goodell's Bronxville basement. Not only did the virtual draft shatter TV ratings records, but the locals came up with a bunch of prizes of their own. The Giants are certainly winners on paper following the 3-day event. Big Blue potentially added its left and right tackles of the future, including first-rounder Andrew Thomas.
Today was we had a good day today. Very pleased with what happened. Obviously we took all defensive guys except for Shane Lemieux, the GAD, in the 5th round. And the theme of the day for defense was speed. We really felt like we improved our team speed, and that was what we were trying to do.
I knew God was going to put me in the place, where He felt I would be best at. I'm excited for it. I'm ready to get to work. I think the SEC is the best conference in college football. Week in and week out, you're going against each team's best rusher. They're very talented, and you have to be on your game. Obviously, it's not the NFL, but I think it's a good stepping stone moving up to the next level.
Deeper in the draft, the Giants found a host of possible contributors. Here's more from the newest Giants.
This game's all about versatility, and I think that just me getting good at all 3 interior positions is going to benefit me well in the future. So I don't really have a position. I just want to be ready whenever I get in to be ready to play whatever the coach asks me to.
Going into the Giants, I really do hope to just play my role, play whatever role that is, as a linebacker, outside, inside. Whatever the coaches want to do, I just want to make plays, honestly. Just get my name out there, start to make plays.
Being a Swiss Army knife is always useful. And so, whatever position the coach decides to put me at, I guarantee you that I'll be able to maximize my potential there. And so, whether that looks like special teams, whether that looks like a positional fit, I'll be able to use a lot of the different tools that I've been able to build up through college and be able to maximize every opportunity I get.
The Jets graded well, too. Joe Douglas excelled in his first draft as general manager. Douglas filled starting holes, helped his quarterback, and still swung for the fences. That included first-rounder Mekhi Becton from Louisville and second-rounder Denzel Mims of Baylor. At the top of the draft, Cincinnati took Joe Burrow, the former LSU quarterback and Heisman Trophy winner, with the number 1 overall pick. Burrow will likely begin his career as the starting quarterback for the Bengals. He is coming off a stellar season with LSU, where he led the Tigers to their 4th national championship. New faces, now all we need is an NFL season. Same story with America's pastime. MLB is exploring various options that could allow the season to start if the medical situation allows. Included is a plan in which the 30 teams could be split into 3 regional divisions. Teams could be restricted to playing within their region. That idea, if used, would break up the traditional alignments of the American and National Leagues. It would also cut travel. Baseball is eyeing a June return. In the meantime, it's a race to see which sport returns first, albeit likely without spectators. Could be NASCAR, could be MMA and UFC 249, which is now rescheduled for May 9th in Jacksonville, Florida, with no fans. Progress, sports fans, progress. Let's hit the C-list for my 2 cents on ESPN's hit, The Last Dance. I'm hard-pressed to find someone that hasn't enjoyed The Last Dance, an ESPN documentary miniseries focusing on the 1997-1998 Chicago Bulls and all-time great Michael Jordan. One thing is certain, ratings are high. ESPN's second night of its 10-part docuseries drew a total of 5.9 million viewers across its 3rd and 4th episodes last Sunday night, only a slight downtick from its premiere episodes the week before. Overall, ESPN says that combined with last week's premiere episodes, the series reps the 4 most viewed original content broadcasts on ESPN networks since 2004. More importantly, in my mind, the series cements MJ's legacy as the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Simply put, Air Jordan thrived in a way and in places that few players before him could match, and that even few players ever since can emulate. I'll put my critic skills to the test and offer 5 basketballs for The Last Dance. It's 5-star material like Jordan himself. Must-watch TV this Sunday at 9 p.m. Check out episodes 5 and 6 this weekend. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Stay tuned. More Open back after this.